Aries, welcome to your tarot spread for the week ahead. I hope all is well on your side of things. So we'll see what's coming up in terms of potential circumstances, energies and outcomes for this week. Now just taking a look at your oracle messages here, what I can see is that you have some changes coming up, okay? You're changing the way you're looking at things, you're changing the way you approach your spirituality. Maybe you've come into contact with someone who relayed some interesting information to you with regards to a form of spiritual practice. Maybe you're creating your own. Maybe you're getting serious about your spiritual path, looking at what changes need to be made, how you can invoke more divine energies into your life, having a strong sense of communion with the divine, whatever it means to you. But I see you getting very serious about your spiritual path. However, I feel like you're struggling to communicate with the Ascended Masters, possibly because you're still in two minds as to whether or not you are able to truly open and tap into those frequencies. So you might be at odds with your own belief systems at this point. So you're being encouraged to take some time out and reflect. What is it that stops you from feeling like you can open that channel of communication with the divine? Is it because you still on some level don't believe that that line of communication is open to you? Do you not believe that you are spiritually tapping in to those highest ascendant frequencies? Is some part of you still very much rooted in the 3D? And it's really encouraging you to remember, if you believe that you are a spiritual being, that you are a highly ascendant soul, and that you can have this open communication with source, with spirit, with the divine, with your archangels, with your guides, with the ancestors, then you will open those lines of channel. But it always starts with belief. If you don't believe, you will not perceive, okay? It really is that simple. But let's go into your tarot messages. So you have the Four of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, 10 of Wands, fire energy, your energy, along with Sagittarius and Sagittarius and Leo. You are Aries. So what I'm seeing here is that you are rejecting on some level. It's like, even though you want to open up more spiritually, you are rejecting it on to some extent. So I feel like the divine have been trying to reach out to try and show you that they are here, that they are supporting you, that they are always open to embracing you, showing you unconditional love, allowing you to experience those 5D frequencies. But you are still energetically, emotionally, and mentally rejecting it, because part of you doesn't believe in it. Part of you doesn't believe that the divine even exists, that you can have this kind of communion with the divine, and that the spiritual path is rooted in any kind of reality, because it's something so esoteric or metaphysical, and something that is, you know, not as possibly tangible as what you can grasp in the 3D. So there is an element of disbelief, I feel, that's creating a blockage here. But you do have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. That is Virgo energy, also Gemini. So you are manifesting though. You are working with the necessary tools. So I do see you starting some kind of spiritual practice here. Maybe you're doing spell work. Maybe you're doing a lot of deep inner healing. I feel like this is more about you using magic though. With the Magician and this card, you are definitely doing magic, maybe unintentionally or even intentionally. But you're not sure whether or not your magical practices will work, because you have an element of disbelief in the practice and also yourself and in the divine. So that needs looking at. Part of you knows that it's not easy. The spiritual path, there's nothing easy about it. But you know that if you keep going and if you keep, you know, uncovering these truths, that it will be worth the while. It will be worth the effort, the energy, the time that you're investing into learning more about your spiritual journey and about the magical practices that you feel you resonate with. But with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Swords, the energy you're approaching this with is off. It's very sabotory, because again, there is a lack of belief. So the divine is saying, you will see it if you believe it. If you don't believe it, you can't see it. You have to be open, is what it wants to say, okay? Is what the divine wants to say. You have to be open in order to have these kinds of encounters, okay? To have those kinds of communications, to see those signs and synchronicities, to have visions, to open up to your psychic abilities. You have to be at least open to the belief that it is very real, okay? Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult, especially if you're not someone who is just very tapped in for the get-go, right? If you've been sufficiently affected by conditioning from a very young age, then there's a lot more work involved, absolutely, than say someone myself who's just always been very tapped in and wasn't really affected by the conditioning so much, not to that extent. So yeah, it just requires a bit more work, but that doesn't mean it's beyond you. It means you just have to do a lot of inner work, doing a lot of deprogramming, and it does also mean really looking at why you struggle to break past that barrier. What practices can help you break past that barrier? Whether it's meditation, yoga, transcendental meditation, you know, whatever it is. Okay. So you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Swords. That's Libra energy. Okay, so you could have Libra in your chart. We also have the Queen of Cups, so that is Cancerian energy. With the Moon in reverse, that's Cancer, Pisces. So we've got strong Cancer showing up here. Okay, so something out of balance when it comes to your mind and your heart. There's a lack of balance between the mind space and heart space. You also have the Sun that wanted to come out smack bang in the middle of that. Yeah, in order to see clearly, to have that clarity, you have the mind and the heart, the Sun and the Moon. This is the ego and the unconscious mind, okay? So this is everything that lies beneath the surface and that what we see on the surface. So this is the divine masculine and the divine feminine attributes. So as it shows, this is why your divine feminine is being reawakened, because right now it's lying dormant. And that's the truth. The reason why you're struggling to tap in spiritually is because your divine feminine is out of center. It's not in center. So your intuition is off. Your psychic abilities is off. Your emotions may need looking at as well. But I do see it starting to come back online, which is good. Okay, so your divine feminine took a hit somewhere along the way, but I feel like she's now coming back online. And doing these practices are helping with that. So maybe that's got to be your first port of call, that you focus on healing the divine feminine through these magical practices, through meditation, so that you are then able to open up more spiritually. Because the divine feminine is very much the gatekeeper to those abilities, to the spirit, the soul, okay? The divine masculine is what is the force that manifests it here on earth, but it's the divine feminine that is actually the incubator of the spirit into the 3D. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling like is the issue here. But you are healing the divine feminine. She is coming back online, as I said. So you will start to see that you're getting more intuitive hits. You'll start to feel things more empathically as well, and then that would be a good indication that, you know, your divine feminine is being healed. So balance will be restored here, I feel, which is good. Yeah, Eight of Swords, getting out of your own way and out of your head. Got the Star and the smack bang in the middle of it as well. Wow. So coming to self-realization as well. Coming to a place of realization that I am a divine being. I am never disconnected from source, because I am of source. I am made up of the same stuff, right? I am of the same frequency. I am a divine creator being myself. Therefore, I'm never disconnected from the divine. The archangels and ascended masters are always with me. All I need to do is call. So there's a powerful realization coming in, and it's going to bring you in alignment with your heart and your mind. They're going to become one, and then that's where I see you really starting to open up spiritually. And possibly having some strong realizations here. Yeah, you have the Ace of Wands, so a new beginning opening up for you for fulfillment, happiness, clarity, gnosis, wisdom, understanding, partnership, maybe with a Queen of Swords or a Queen of Cups, possibly with a Libra or a Cancerian. So you could be connecting with someone who's very spiritual, especially if they are. Okay, so I'm seeing two scenarios here. For some of you, you are walking away possibly from a Libra, and you are trying to possibly get into the good graces of a Cancerian because possibly you sabotage the connection here with that Seven of Swords. And now you've had this spiritual awakening that's taking place. You're realizing that perhaps the Queen of Cups was a soulmate here, whereas you thought the Queen of Swords was a soulmate and wasn't. It doesn't have to be, but that could be the narrative, because we have to start on the Queen of Cups and along with the Sun, whereas this Queen of Swords has the Sun, but also the Eight of Swords in reverse. But we also have the Ace of Wands here, so it could go either way. You could be coming to realize that the Queen of Swords is someone you want to start a new life with. Okay, that's possible as well. And these are just energies, don't get caught up on the gender. But more than anything, this is about your journey, you coming back into alignment with self. This is self-realization, okay? Yeah, huge epiphanies here. Huge epiphanies, right? These cards are insane. Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups, okay? The Moon in reverse, the Sun in the upright, the Star and the Tower, Ace of Wands. This is massive. You're going through a deep spiritual awakening. So keep going on this path. It's going to lead to the very thing you've been hoping for. Yes, you're manifesting this. So even though some aspects of this is going to be really intense, because you're like essentially the world you believed in will no longer exist. Once you see, you cannot unsee. You'll have gnosis, right, on a specific band, a specific extent, depending on where you're at with your journey. Bearing in mind, we go through multiple levels of awakening, right? And initiation. So you are actively manifesting this spiritual awakening, and yes, your world is going to come crashing down, but that opens you up to a whole new realm of experience. Your reality is broadening. Your sense of reality is broadening. Yes. And I feel you are manifesting as such your true purpose here. You're coming to the realization of what your soul mission is here as well with the Hierophant. You may end up becoming a magician of yourself. You may become a magician, a high priest, a high priestess, a spiritual healer, an alchemist, right? It can take various forms, but I feel like this awakening is a part of you coming to alignment with your purpose here. So that was a lot. That was a lot, Aries. But hopefully that made sense for whoever needed this message. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when your next set of readings go up on the channel. All forms of support is greatly appreciated and allows me to continue creating tarot readings for you. So good luck with that process. I know it's not easy, but you are well and truly able to handle it. And support is available to you, as you know. So don't be afraid to reach out should you need assistance. So send you guys a lot of love, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.